Hey everybody, Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com for all things Vespa, Vespa Motorsport, and Scooter West. So you want to ride, your inseam of your pants is 31, maybe less. There's some things that we can do for you with the Primavera and Sprint. Finally, I've talked about the lowering bracket. That's probably the lowest recommendation because it does handle a little bit different with the lowered suspension, and it's more difficult to get the scooter up on the center stand. But Vespa has come out with an official lowered seat. So the Scooter West part number is seat-PR-low. It's a nice, affordable factory replacement seat, and it's quite a bit lower. It's more than an inch lower, just to show you. It's mainly in the shape right here. It's a much flatter seat. They don't have the pocket underneath this front section because on the original seat, it's kind of actually raises a little bit. So it's got a nice kind of textured black vinyl material with gray stitching, so it kind of goes with everything. But for instance, the floorboard to the edge of the seat, if I do it, look at about 19 inches. So here's a stock Primavera or Sprint style seat. Go to that same position and I run my finger a little bit over 20 inches, almost 20 1/4. So that seat drops more than an inch. So it's pretty substantial. It's also in how the profile of the seat is shaped. Underneath, you lose that little pocket that you could stuff a seat cover in, but you still have the whole under seat storage. The seat pan is identical between the two seats. And just to kind of show you, my inseam is like 32, so I can ride kind of any of them. And I can easily flat foot. I mean, anywhere I go, no problem at all. You still move around quite a bit. Being a flatter seat that doesn't have much of an uphill, it's actually easier to move forward if you need to and move back with this seat. Maybe the only downside I noticed with the seat is the foam is a little bit stiffer. And onto a stock seat, until even taking off the stand, I'm actually lifting up onto my toes. But as you move forward, you're actually up a little higher. The seat is a little bit more supple, so you sink into it ever so slightly. But having that nice flat front kind of makes it much easier to maneuver around if you're kind of scooching to get into the right seating position when you're riding the scooter. Real simple to replace the seats on a Vespa Primavera Sprint. So open up the access to the pet carrier. It does have that same hook for your bags. Pull your pet carrier out, and there's 4 fasteners. All you need is a 10mm socket. And the idea here is you swap the seats, leave all these fasteners just slightly loose. You make minor adjustments so the latch works perfect. So there's some side-to-side adjustment, and that's all there is to it to change it out. Literally probably 3 minutes worth of work, have a new seat. So you may ask other things in my recommendations if you own a Primavera or Sprint and want to lower the scooter. So number 1 now would be the seat. I used to recommend just taking your factory original seat to an upholstery shop and have them rework the foam, but now that's no longer necessary with this factory original Vespa seat that's been reprofiled. Number 2 would be buy proper safety motorcycle boots. Even just standard motorcycle boots are probably gonna have a 1/2 inch or more of a rise over just standard tennis shoes or sneakers. And you should be riding with the safety boots anyways, but I have seen boots with heels as high as 2 inches on motorcycle boots. So that's going to give you a pretty large advantage, and mostly they have rises into heels. The reason being is motorcycle boots, usually you got to shift with a lever, so they don't want the front of the boot too tall, so they're not typically a platform boot, but they do have a rise in the heel. And then number 3 would be the suspension. If you do all 3, I think you'd have no problem if you're, 5'2" and a pretty short inseam riding one of these Primavera or Vespa sprint scooters versus going to a smaller scooter like a Buddy or some other small scooters that accommodate somebody that's a little bit shorter. So thanks for watching. There's Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. So a short one for you. Find the seat on the Scooter West web store, seat-pr-low, and they're pretty affordable. We'll see you on the next one. Robot here.